Your Social Security, retirement, or SSDI check can be garnished by debt collectors. I have all the details and what you need to be aware of right here in the video, so let's get right into it. First off, did you realize your Social Security check could be at risk with debt collectors, and in some instances, they can actually swoop in and garnish some of these payments? Well, it's true, and that's what I want to cover for you here in this video, as this is recently a question that I received down below in the comment section from somebody right here in the community who reached out and asked, can debt collectors get to my Social Security check? Yes, in some instances they actually can. Let's get into it and talk through all the details and who can actually get some of these checks from you as a result of debt collection. Doesn't sound fun, but let's get into it and talk about it. Really fast before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you right by your side every single day to help you out in any way that I possibly can, keeping you informed of what's going on and talking through the complex details of Social Security. As we all completely recognize, Social Security is a very complex program, and there's a lot of different weird aspects about it. Either way, I want to help you out in any way that I can. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get into it and talk about debt collectors, these annoying people and agencies that are out there that could potentially get into and take away some of your monthly check that you rely on from Social Security, and what instances would actually indicate them getting some of this money. So again, I'm here for you. Let's talk through the details. This is not a fun topic to talk about. Just being real with you. Nobody wants to hear about this. Nobody wants to talk about this. But I do want to answer this for you because this recently came in down below in the comment section. And again, this is a very good question, okay? All right, something we need to be aware of. So yes, in some instances, they can come in and get Social Security checks, okay? Can they garnish all of it? Well, again, this is a very interesting question. It depends on the situation, okay? Depends on the circumstances, depends on the situation. But yes, Social Security retirement, disability, SSDI, spousal survivor's benefits are at risk of debt collection from these debt collectors. However, let me point out really quickly, SSI, Supplemental Security Income, is not at risk. That's an interesting point. In fact, I'll probably make a dedicated video talking about that alone because that is a topic in and of itself. But Social Security payments are potentially on the table for debt collectors to come in and take some of those benefits, garnish them in these events. And again, I'll get into that here in just a second. However, when it comes down to SSI, Supplemental Security Income, even though this program is administered by Social Security, as in the Social Security Administration, these payments are not fair game when it comes down to debt collection. They cannot take these payments, okay? Very interesting stuff. And by the way, I will have a phone number for you here in just a minute or two. I will share with you a phone number that if you feel that somebody's trying to come in and take your benefit away, there's this phone number. They will give you free legal representation as a result of this, where they will represent you legally in the event somebody's trying to get your benefit. So I'll give you that phone number here in just a second. You can call and connect with somebody there, and they will get you all set up with that. So pretty cool stuff, right? All right, so anyway, when it comes down to it, things like child support, alimony, restitution, even back pay on federal taxes, they can come in and they can get some of these benefits away from you, okay? Now, there are some limitations. For example, when it comes down to the federal government coming in and taking some of your money as a result of past due federal taxes, they can only take up to 15% of your benefit at a time when it comes down to your Social Security benefit, okay? But they can take it indefinitely until they are paid the federal taxes that you may owe. Ouch, right? So that could be a very long time, especially only taking 15% at a time. Don't get me wrong, that's still a large percentage. But again, if they're taking 15% at a time, if you owe thousands upon thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars, they could literally garnish your benefit for the rest of your life in some instances, depending on how much money that you owe them. Taking 15% on a $1,000 benefit would be $150 a month, right? That's going to take a long time to pay down thousands or tens of thousands of dollars of federal debt, tax debt, right? But again, like I said, when it comes down to things like child support, alimony, restitution, things like that, just to give it a couple examples there, those things can also come in and take some of your Social Security check. But again, remember this much as well. When it comes down to SSI, it is not game. It is not fair game. They cannot take your SSI check. It cannot be touched. That is one nice thing about SSI. Now, one more thing that I want to point out really quickly. If you are somebody receiving Social Security, in some instances, some people receiving Social Security retirement or SSDI or other fixed income benefits administered by Social Security can also receive SSI at the same time as Social Security benefits. So you could potentially be getting both of these payments simultaneously. In fact, it is called concurrent claims, okay? So depending on your situation, you could potentially be getting SSI and Social Security benefits at the same time, okay? If that's the situation, they could potentially maybe garnish some of your Social Security benefit, but they still can't touch the SSI. Make sense? So pretty cool stuff right there. But anyway, for the person that was asking down below in the comment section, I hope this answers it for you. Yes, in some instances. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of different ways that, somebody could have outstanding debts, things like that. When it comes down to medical debt, again, you probably know this, but when it comes down to medical debt is not sent to collection. In other words, they don't sit there and harass you. They don't call you every single day. They don't do all kinds of stuff. They will probably send you letters from the medical institution. Whoever, may have some money outstanding, they may send you letters and try to collect that money, but they don't actually technically send it to debt collection, right? So like debt collection agencies, you probably know what I'm talking about. The annoying people that call you constantly. They bug you, try to get some money out of you, $5 here, $20 there, $30 there, $150 there, things like this, right? And again, I am not saying these are bad people. This is their job, right? This is what they're supposed to do. But let's be real. If you don't have the money, fine, call me all you want. But if I don't have the money, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to pay today, right? So anyway, that's kind of the situation. But that is basically the job between these people is to call, try to get some money. $5, $20, $20 here, $30 there, whatever it happens to be, that is their job and what they're trying to do here. So anyway, this is the situation. And yes, Social Security benefits are free game. They're full game for these agencies and things like this to come in and start taking some of these benefits. Now, obviously, can they take all of it? Well, it depends on the situation, okay? Now, obviously, I can't sit here and advise anybody in particular and say, well, yes, Bob over here is going to have his full benefit taken. Now, Susie over here is only going to have 4% of her benefit taken every month. Obviously, I don't know the situations for everybody. It's going to be very different for everybody. But generally, it's a percentage, okay? It's not going to be like 100% of your benefit is going to be taken away. No, that's generally not how it works, okay? It's usually a percentage over a long period of time. So let's just say, for example, there's however X many dollars of outstanding, or in the situation of child support or stuff like that, obviously it's going to be an ongoing thing for many years in many instances, right? In those types of situations, it's likely going to be a percentage, not like, hey, we're going to take all your benefit for the next 5 years, and then, you'll have to just live off of rice and beans for the next, 5 years. No, that's not really how it works, okay? So anyway, hope that kind of helps you to explain the situation a little bit further here. Of course, another little aspect about Social Security, however, this is not really within the realm of Social Security benefits. This is kind of above and beyond them. This is within the laws that are out there right now, basically open this up to income that is subject to potential garnishment in these types of situations. Now, obviously, hopefully nobody's in this situation, but unfortunately, that's not the reality. There are some people out there that are in the situations where, debt collectors can come in and start getting some of these benefits. So another thing we certainly don't want to worry about right now, but unfortunately, this is the reality of the situation. This is a situation that, does impact some beneficiaries. And again, great question. I don't think I've ever talked about this before in other videos. I talked about it, a couple of years ago when we were talking about stimulus checks. Remember that whole thing? Because in some instances, debt collectors were able to come in and get access to stimulus checks a couple of years ago when those were being distributed. Some were fair game, some they could not be touched from debt collectors. Well, again, haven't really talked about that in regards to Social Security benefits, but this was a great question that I saw and thought, you know what? This would be worthy of a dedicated video just because I've never talked about it. So let's come in and talk about the details here and break down who, when, where, how much, things like that. So anyway, hope that one helps you out. But again, make sure to subscribe down below. If you know anybody in this type of situation, share this video with them so they can also understand the situation and all the rules, the parameters, how much, all kinds of things like this. And hopefully this helps somebody out. But again, hopefully this does not pertain to anybody. That'd be awesome, right? But let's be real. How many of us have some outstanding debt? I do. Not sure about you, but I definitely have some debt racking up out there. I definitely do. Okay, I'm not proud of it, but it's something that at the same time I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't have any debt, because I absolutely do have lots of debt, and it's not like something I'm like, wow, this is great. I'm so excited to have all this debt. But it is something that many of us have, especially over the last couple of years here. Many of us have racked up a lot more debt because we don't have any money to pay for the things that we need. Therefore, got to ride some of those balances on credit cards. Yeah, not fun, right? Especially with the new interest rates out there right now, topping out and averaging about 20.5%. Ouch, right? So anyway, hope you're having a nice day so far. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Take care, have a good one, and catch you again later in the next